Hello, everybody. So I'm Greg Vaughn, and again, we're talking about all things related to programming. So once we understand the split and how we're breaking exercises and movements up throughout the week, it's time to get into a little bit to figure out how we're doing the exercise style, right? So exercise styles, we can modify things to place more of an emphasis on range of motion or mobility. We can place an emphasis on stability, on strength, or on performance, which is where we want to get to. And that can include stamina or power or more strength or whatever is related more towards our goals than not. So this is just the style of how we're doing each exercise, depending on what equipment we're using, to how quickly we're doing it, how much we're overloading it. So a few things that go into the style, of course, is how are we going to modify the exercise or focus on full range of motion with proper form for mobility. Our example that we use here is, say we're doing a squat style of movement, but we can't do a full range of motion yet with proper form. So to modify that to complement range of motion, we're just using the squat assisted, holding on to something in front of us to be able to get down, or we're using a box. So we modify the exercises to place more emphasis on mobility. And that's all these styles mean, is how did you emphasize the exercise to improve one of the components that make up overall function and performance, right? So equipment, and you guys will have this chart as well, but equipment for full range of motion and mobility, usually you're not overloading. That's not the emphasis. Even though you're breaking muscle down, you're probably using body weight or dumbbells or bands, something lighter. The intensity is a little bit lower here just to focus on form. Once you've gotten form down, it's time to take it into stability. So can you control? So you go from doing a squat assisted or on a box to basically unassisted, or you can add a dumbbell just on one shoulder, something that's unilateral to promote stability. So that's what you're picking on there. Once stability is where it needs to be, you're progressing that movement into really picking on the strength component. So that is just when you are focusing on overloading the muscles. So you're using 2 dumbbells, a heavier weight, or you've progressed it to a barbell at that point. And then lastly, it's all about the performance phase. So once you've maintained, a good bit of strength, it's taking it into overload again. So are you maximizing that strength with heavier weight? Are you going for more reps? Are you going for more power? Again, it all comes back to your goals, but it's just important to understand that these are the components that make up overall performance. So you can modify each of these movements, each one of your exercises, to really give yourself a challenge to do it in a safe way and to progress the way we're meant to progress.